It has all began. The Doctor Who World Tour has started.
Hello there.
Hello there.
What are we doing here? Where are we?
Doctor Who Time and Space. You're with me, Lewis Moon.
And me, Daddy Cool.
Welcome.
What do we have on? What do we have going on today then?
We have another edition of Quiz or Question.
Ooh, we have some news.
Ooh. We have a review by Mr. Daddy Cool. Ooh.
We have the latest goings on the Mr. Lewis Moon YouTube and Weebly account.
And also we have a review of The Doctor, which is David Tennant, who's voted as one of the best Doctors.
Okay, that sounds good. Sounds like loads of good stuff going on today. So what are we going to kick off with? The news?
Yes. Now, as we started off with, we said that the world tour has begun, hasn't it?
It has. Where did it start?
It started in Cardiff, then went to London in the evening because we had a premiere screening of Deep Breath, which is the first episode of the new series.
So the screening then, that was in Cardiff to start with?
Yeah, and then at 6 o'clock I think they had it in London. I was sad that I couldn't go there.
Yeah. So we've no idea what happens in Deep Breath. We deliberately avoided anything that had any spoilers on it, and all we've heard is that it's really quite good.
And if you've watched Deep Breath or anything, don't post anything that's spoilery, because apparently there's a big shock at the end. That's all we know. And if you've watched it, then please don't post any spoilers about anything that happens in Deep Breath. You can comment if you think Pip Capaldi was great or if he was awful or whatever, but not anything spoilerific.
Because we wanna watch it and enjoy it, don't we?
I'm watching it in the cinema, and it would be amazing in the cinema, as Dave Doctor was.
So okay, so what we got lined up then? So in terms of the news, we've got the as you say, the fact that we've had the debut showing of new episode.
We've got the main plot of the Deep Breath.
Okay, so what is the synopsis?
Well, what I was saying earlier to you, this isn't the synopsis, but what I was saying earlier is I thought the dinosaur would be in a later episode.
Yeah.
Because the dinosaur seems to be in Deep Breath, but I thought he'd be in episode 7 or something.
That's right. We did see, didn't we, in the trailer that was released a few weeks back. We saw the dinosaur rampaging past the Houses of Parliament.
We never knew if it was actually what episode it was actually from, but now we know it's Deep Breath.
So what's the synopsis then?
When the Doctor arrives in Victorian London, he finds a dinosaur rampant in the Thames and the spate of deadly, spontaneous combustion.
That's explosion.
Who is the new Doctor? And will Clara's relationship survive as they embark on the terrifying mission into the heart of an alien conspiracy? The Doctor has changed. It's time to know him.
But will we get to know? That is the question. It sounds from the trailer that Clara's struggling to get to know him.
It says here, it airs Saturday the 23rd of August on BBC One, with the time still to be confirmed. But I found out because I picked up my cinema tickets the other day,
Okay.
and I saw it said Doctor Who event, and below it said time, 7 o'clock PM. So I think it's 7 o'clock. I don't know if the question and answer section is on before the actual episode.
Right. Okay. So we know that there is a question and answers thing going on with the cinema showing, don't we? But we don't know the time of that or whether it's before or after. So.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we have news-wise? Anything else?
Yes, we have a few more things. Wait a minute. First of all, we have Deep Breath standalone DVD and Blu-ray.
What's this then?
Peter Capaldi's debut episode, Deep Breath, is to receive a standalone release on DVD and Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
The 75-minute opener is due out 8th of September 9th in the US, just a couple of weeks after its TV premiere.
Okay.
Extras include Doctor Who Live, The Next Doctor, which is where you find out who it was,
Okay.
a behind-the-scenes feature and the Deep Breath prequel. The complete Series 8 will follow in November, containing all 12 episodes.
And that's interesting,
yeah.
isn't it? I guess for all the fans with lots of money, they'll want to get their hands on that episode really early on. But it will also, no doubt, be on that full series DVD. So what do you do? Do you buy it now or do you wait? And if you wait, does that mean you miss out on the prequel? What is the prequel? I can't think what the prequel was.
For what?
For this series. Has there been a prequel?
No, not yet.
Okay, so maybe something's going to come at some point. Maybe we will get a prequel before it starts. Any other news?
Well, Doctor Who TV has said 12 spoiler-free thoughts on Deep Breath.
Okay.
So you read this earlier, didn't you?
Yeah.
And checked it wasn't any
Yeah,
spoilers.
is this the same one as I was looking
Yeah.
at? Yeah. Oh, right, okay. Okay, so are we going to say any of these or not?
Yeah.
So if you don't want to know anything about the series, probably best you turn off for a few seconds or a few minutes. If there's no spoilers here story-wise, it's just their thoughts on the Doctor Who TV website. So it said much of what they were expecting from a regeneration episode was there. It doesn't feel though that Deep Breath's a rehash of what we've seen before. So they said it's definitely a different take on a familiar subject. So rather than being like the 11th Hour Mark II. The blockbuster of the week feel seems to have gone. So basically the last series, the half with Cara in it, was often thought to be like a big blockbuster, wasn't it? Like a little mini film itself. So they're saying that's gone. There's some excellent CGI, some great action sequences. It felt more like a character piece rather than a action adrenaline packed thrill ride. Capaldi's very different than Matt Smith, who described his character as being complex, layered, and certainly darker. But they said there are lighter moments as well. Also, when they're talking about characters, they said that Clara's character is perhaps a lot more developed than it was in the previous series, and that Jenna Coleman puts in a fine performance. And I think that's probably right. Because of all that mystery around Clara in the last series, you never fully got to know her, did you?
No.
I can never say the name of this gang.
Paternoster.
The Paternoster gang. Paternoster Gong. Put to good use in the episode. Particularly Vastra, who provides a much needed alien perspective to Clara's very human reaction. Says the monsters are really creepy and they're used really well. But at the same point, it says that the monsters are a sort of secondary part of the plot. I guess because it's probably introducing you to the Doctor.
What I'm going to say about the Paternoster gang is, I don't know, will Vastra be a main part? Who's your favourite Paternoster gang member?
I would have to say the Sontaran.
Strax, yeah.
Yeah, definitely for me.
So, yeah. Strax, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what else?
Okay. So it says that Peter Capaldi is marvellous. It says it's one to really keep an eye on as his character develops. The episode leaves us with many questions on that front. Also feels like Doctor's more of a mystery now, so we're relying on other characters to tell us how Doctor might be feeling, rather than him being fairly open, I guess, like the previous couple. The writer here said that they particularly enjoyed how Capaldi's age and Scottishness were handled within the episode. So they were acknowledged and addressed, but not made any more than they should be. And they said that they definitely feel the darker tones of this episode. And I think actually, I think that's quite right. I think even on the trailers, you could see that there was a lot darker edge to the Capaldi Doctor.
Yeah.
There was well, we'll probably get onto it in a minute with the news, but when they were talking with the interviews that came out with the debut, and there was it showed some clips from episode 2, and there were some very dark lines, I thought. Came out.
And wonder if after Peter Capaldi we'll still be doing this podcast. Do you think?
I reckon
Because it
so.
depends if we enjoy them. But I think we will do podcasts, even if we don't enjoy them. We'll still be reviewing the episodes with a good, properly good.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a few percent that we might be a bit. We don't know. But I think he's going to be quite good.
I think he's going to be done.
So I think we'll be giving good reviews on Deep Breath. But then there's the final thing.
Yeah. So the writer here said they thoroughly enjoyed the episode, and from the crowd's cheers and standing ovation, I think it will go down well. Can't wait to watch it again on the 23rd. We can't wait to watch it on the 23rd for the first time. So yeah, some interesting comments there, I think. Anything
What
that
did
you
you
want to
say
add?
about the shop? Where was it? The shop.
Yeah, it makes a point on there.
Where is it?
Trying to think. Towards the bottom, he said, "You can definitely feel the darker tones of the episode, particularly a potentially controversial scene towards the end."
What does controversial mean?
Controversial means, trying to think of the best way to explain it. Something which could be a little bit, you may like it or they may not.
Yeah.
So, example of something that could be controversial could be song with lots of swearing in or something like that. Yeah. So I wonder what that could be. I wonder what it could mean. I wonder if it's something around the whole is he good or bad?
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I don't know really. There's lots of possibilities it could be.
What are you looking forward for most about the next episode?
But Deep Breath. Quite a lot of it. I think seeing what Peter Capaldi's going to be like.
Yeah.
Is his personality is what I'm most looking forward to. We know he's a bit grumpy and a bit darker.
Yeah.
But some of the lighter sides might be. I think the last couple of episodes he might be a bit funnier. We don't know.
Yeah, they do tend to expand on the character as time goes on. I think Matt Smith's Doctor really grew and grew with each series.
Yeah. I think in the last series, Matt Smith's Doctor was really good.
Definitely. So, have we got any other news at all? And we did have a rumour about Peter Capaldi signing up for a second series, didn't we? We don't know if that's been confirmed yet. Certainly the Sun was.
Yeah. Further to yesterday's news, the Sun are today reporting, well, this was yesterday's article, but that only has Capaldi signed up for this year's Christmas special, but also season 9 in 2015. An unnamed insider is quoted as saying Peter's the perfect Doctor. He's a lifelong fan of the show and a great actor. He wanted to do another series and the BBC wanted him back. Even before the premiere, no one at the BBC was in any doubt that Peter was going to be brilliantly received. It's hoped that he'll play the role for years.
Yeah. So it makes a point there that because of the paper it's come from, it may not be completely true. We don't know yet, but that's the rumour. So there we go. Rumours.
So there's a new clip. Well, a new interview with and some new clips from episode 2 of the new series.
We can hear any of that, or we just going to talk about it?
Okay. Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
So, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The kind of crowds usually reserved for a Hollywood blockbuster, an overwhelming amount of expectation for the new Doctor.
It's quite scary because obviously it's so loved by people and it's important for people with a great responsibility.
That'll be my part. Tell me. My good man.
A character of contrast, Capaldi's Time Lord definitely has a little less light and a little more shade. I was keen that he'd be a little darker, less user-friendly. But he's funny, you know. He's still he's a very joyful character.
This is not my assistant. She's some other woman.
I'm Miss Kara.
Yeah, my carer. She cares, so I don't have to.
Your predecessor Matt was the youngest ever Doctor. Your equal eldest with William Hartnell. Part of you must worry that a more elderly Doctor might have trouble hanging on to the younger end of what's essentially a future. I don't think so. I think there's a magic about him. This is not about being in your 20s and your 30s. We don't consider the Wizard of Oz to be too old, or we don't consider Father Christmas to be too old. You know, these are mythical, magical characters.
One of TV's most successful dramas, the BBC's hoping that will continue, with the 12th Doctor taking the show into its 6th decade.
Alex so damaged its tone good. Reality is malfunction.
Lisa Mazimba, BBC News, Cardiff.
How do I resist?
So, what do you think about those clips and that interview?
I thought it was. I really liked the line where the Doctor says when she said that Clara says she's his carer, and he says yes, she cares, so I don't have to, or something like that. I thought that was a really funny line, really dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. Any other news? Loads of news this week.
Yeah, we've got loads. We know that Series 8 is going to have a new title sequence. But it's got spoilers in, so I'm not going to show that because it's not spoilers, but it's spoilers for people that don't like to know what the credits was going to be, and I'm one of those people actually, because I like to have a new look when I walk into the house or the cinema and sit down and watch the episode with a brand new introduction to it, and I don't really like to know what the new changes to the theme tune. Are you one of those people?
I am as well. I want to see it. Like for instance, the whole theme that they had at the beginning of the 50th. You know, that would be moving, wouldn't it, if you saw that in the
Yeah. Yeah, it would have done. No 10th anniversary for New Who. Stephen Moffat has responded to the question of whether there will be a special to celebrate the 10th anniversary of New Who in 2015. Speaking at the Deep Breath's launch via Moffat said he was surprised the show was still so big nearly a decade on. Russell said, "We could get 10 years out of this. None of us could imagine that nearly 10 years later it would be getting a bigger and bigger reaction every year." So, yeah. Because this year it's everywhere at the moment.
It is.
It's everywhere advertising it. Because of the World Tour, it's just in all the shops, in all the papers.
Yeah.
It's quite a big thing at the moment.
It is, and I don't remember there being this amount of euphoria over when Matt Smith came over. It seems to be really big, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't even remember since I've been a Whovian. I can't remember there being this much fuss. I mean, like this much excitement for the new series, even after last year's 50th anniversary. I think it's the most excitement that's ever been around in Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's right. Perhaps that's a lot of it. Perhaps it built a little bit with the 50th.
Yeah.
Built up and built up and built up, and here we have it now with the excitement of a new Doctor.
Yeah, I know. Just so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any more news? We've obviously talked a lot more news this week than we normally do because there's been so much.
Today we've had the world tour go to Seoul.
That's it.
And we watched the live screen on which you can watch on the official Doctor Who BBC channel on YouTube, and it was all Chinese, so we couldn't understand it. It might have been captions for it, but
It might be afterwards, perhaps.
yeah.
Yeah. I think they're probably. I mean, I very much doubt that Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman can actually talk fluent South Korean, so they probably they would have had somebody sat behind them telling them what it all meant. So maybe you can hear some of that in the play it back. But
Yeah.
there was also I noticed a little bit of news. I hope I'm not going ahead of myself here, but there was a little bit of gossip from Moffat saying that he would be really interested in a Doctor Who and Sherlock crossover, but apparently the rest of the Sherlock team are the ones being killjoys. So unless they unkilljoy themselves, I don't suppose we'll be getting that. You'd probably enjoy that, wouldn't you? Because that's another one of
Yeah.
those you love, isn't it?
Well, I don't love it, but I like it. It's quite good.
Yeah. Any other news?
Not really. Not much.
Okay.
No. Just features stuff.
But whilst we're talking news, perhaps it makes sense for us to move on to the next section, which perhaps we talk a bit about what's new on your website.
Well, last week we saw Locked Out Part 1.
Yep.
This week we see the next episode of Professor Trevor's Adventures.
Ah,
Yeti's Revenge Part 5.
6.
Yeah, so the penultimate episode. And there's, well, a mystery which you need to find out a bit more about in Part 6.
Yeah.
And then it follows on into the next series of that. Well, the next stories about what's going to happen.
Brilliant. And what about, was there a fun-filled Friday, as they called it, a fun-vid Friday?
No, I forgot. I didn't have time to be surprisingly. I was too busy watching Doctor Who yesterday, in preparing for the new series. I've just been watching loads of Doctor Who recently.
Ah.
And I went to Southampton yesterday, so to buy some Doctor Who stuff as well.
Yeah.
I got a DVD.
Right. Of.
The Sontarans box set.
Okay.
At the time we're in the Sontaran Stratagem / the Poison Sky. And I also got I've got a Doctor Who magazine.
Yeah.
A figurine collection which I couldn't find in the shops anywhere. And I can't find I forgot about something. Something else I got.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can show me earlier on.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll remember later on. You can
Yeah.
bounce it back into the conversation.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on the web page, which probably brings us on to the next item.
Which is our review of David Tennant's Doctor. Now, there's been a lot of news today, and next week we probably will have a lot of news as well. Probably
Yep.
the next week there might be some news, but I think that we won't have. On the Carnival week, we won't have much news because, well, we won't have time for it because we'll be doing these different features for the brand new Carnival day.
Yeah. So the Carnival Day is basically the day the new series starts.
Yeah, and that'll be in 2 weeks' time, so we're so
Ooh.
excited. 14 days is the countdown on our website, and on Doctor Who TV, and on the Doctor Who site, I think it is, and various other sites.
Brilliant.
Mm,
Brilliant.
yeah.
So, the David Tennant Doctor.
So, good bits. What did you think was good about David Tennant's?
You know, the funny thing about the David Tennant Doctor is when the new series started again, it wasn't really until you got a bit older and you started watching Doctor Who that I started watching it again, because I hadn't really watched it since the classic series.
Hmm.
And I don't know, the clips I'd seen, I always thought that David Tennant Doctor was a bit annoying.
Yeah.
I never really liked him very much, but then I sat down. I think the first episode I sat down with you and watched was Midnight,
Yeah.
and I loved that. It was brilliant. And actually, from that moment onwards, I really liked the David Tennant character. So I think it was just because I was so caught up with the old style of Doctors rather than the new style. I couldn't get into it to start with, but yeah, as soon as I watched that full episode, I was really taken back by it. So what did I actually like about him? He had a certain charm about him. Good dress sense
Yeah.
and good stories. Let's face it, some of the best episodes are some of the ones with David Tennant.
Good 3D glasses as well.
Yeah. That's it. What do you like about him?
Well, the same as you really, but I just like his personality. He's quite funny, and he's got quite a lot of good episodes, like Blink. But he's not in that one much, though. That's the only thing.
That is true, but the way they fit him in is quite good. I think.
Yeah, the Human Nature / Family Blood is good.
Yeah.
But we'll go to that in a minute. And, well, the first episode of Doctor Who I watched actually starred him, so that was a good bit about the new series. Sorry, I'm getting caught up in the news. About the stuff.
Yeah. What about Favourite Companion?
Or bad bit.
Oh, Bad Bits.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, yeah, I thought that was Bad Bits. Bad Bits. What would I think is bad about him? I don't know, I honestly can't think of anything.
Yeah, I
really.
can as well.
Really struggling.
For me, since it's gone on YouTube, I haven't had any bad bits at all. And most of the Doctors I never had. Didn't have bad bits with Tom Baker. Don't think I had them with Peter Davidson.
Yeah.
Don't think I had them for John Pertwee either.
No, that's all right.
Don't even know if I had them for any, but...
No, it's always good.
Oh wait, no, Paul McGann, I said he only had one episode, I think.
Yeah.
Correct me if you go back and watch another episode, Vivians and what listeners,
Yeah.
and then see I've actually not got a bad bit, or the bad bit was different from Paul McGann, but I think I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So companions.
Martha.
Yeah, I like Martha best as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the others are good.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I like all the episodes, but I don't really like Donna very much.
Yeah.
And I'm really on my own there, because whenever you look at the polls, she seems to come out as being one of the best companions of all time, but I find her annoying.
Yeah. You said you liked the first episode with her, and then you liked her.
Yeah, well, I like the episodes. I
Oh.
just find her a bit annoying.
Yeah, that's why this episode is called Tate Modern.
Ah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I just found her a little bit irritating.
Yeah.
I really though, I've forgotten his name in it, but I really like Bernard Cribbins.
Wilfred.
Yeah. You gotta love Bernard Cribbins anyway.
Yeah.
So so we both agree on Martha then. It's funny
Yeah.
because I'd imagine if you asked most people to name their favourite David Tennant era companions, Martha would probably come bottom, but both of us agree that we like it best.
And Donna would probably become top.
Yeah.
Rose would become second.
Yeah, that's right. Favourite episodes?
Oh, that's really hard. Blink.
Yeah, it's gonna be Blink. Even though, as you say, the Doctor's not really in it.
And I also like Human Nature Family. The Family of Blood episode. I also like because Human Nature / Family of Blood was my first ever Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, no, that is a good one. I mean, I'm excluding the Day of the Doctor here because I guess you could argue that that's a David Tennant character episode, but I'm going to say that that's not as an 11th Doctor one just because it's in that particular series. So I'm going to say I'm going to give a Blink.
Yeah.
I think Blink.
You love that one, don't you?
I think Blink's really, really clever, and it introduces the Weeping Angels.
Yeah, I think I said on my top 3 villains that they were my favourite.
Yeah.
But I think that might change when Series 8 ends. There might be a cool new bad guy that comes, like the tentacle eye guy.
Yeah, that's true.
The sticky out guy.
What about favourite villain or monster?
I don't know. You can go first.
Well, I going back a couple of seconds ago to what we were saying, it introduced the Weeping Angels, and I think you know, if you're thinking about new Who, I think the Weeping Angels are immediately a villain that you think of, aren't they?
I have to go for the Weeping Angels. I think second would be Davros.
Yeah.
Because of course Davros was introduced again for the only time so far in the new series. Journey's End.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Stolen Earth.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to see him back, wasn't it?
Yeah, and do you think he'll ever be in it again?
I think he will. I mean, there was a lot of rumors as to whether or not he was going to be in this series, wasn't there?
Because we heard that voice.
Yeah.
Do you think he will?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm still trying to work out what that controversial moment's going to be.
Yeah.
Exciting, isn't it?
I know, it's really exciting.
Was there any other things on this particular Doctor that we talked about?
Out of 10.
Out of 10. Ooh, I'm going to give him an 8.5.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him probably a 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. I mean, a lot of people. I think there's probably a lot of people that David Tennant will be like Tom Baker was for the classic series. I think a lot of people would have got into the series gradually, perhaps not when it first came back on, and because he was in it for quite a long time, he'll be a lot of people's Doctor.
Yeah.
I might be talking rubbish, I usually am.
Yeah, but it was voted in a poll on like one of the papers or on the BBC News. It said around the time Day of the Doctor came out, it was voted that David Tennant was the best Doctor. I actually disagree. I think he'd come third. He's a really good Doctor.
Yeah.
But I think he'd come third.
And then give it 3 weeks, you might be saying he comes fourth.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who?
No.
Jig.
What about does that round up that particular item?
Yes.
Okay.
It's your review time. What are you reviewing today?
Okay, well I'm going to review this one from memory because it's been a while since I've seen it. But we talked about doing a review of Hyde, which was from series 7.
Yeah.
Series 7, yeah, so the last series with Matt Smith in it. I really like Hyde. That's very good. No, I really like Hyde because it gives you the impression that it's a ghost story. It's very, very clever. I mean, in the trailer and everything, you see these sort of like these spirits, and you thought, oh, it's going to be a really creepy one. And it did have a little creepy edge to it.
Yeah.
But after a while, you discover that it's not actually spirit at all. I don't want to do any sort of spoilers with it. But what it does do is it brings a completely new take, I think, on that sort of whole concept of what a ghost could be.
Yeah.
Because who knows? Maybe they're right. Maybe that is what a ghost is.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's not an exciting episode. It's a clever episode with some strong characters in it.
Yeah.
I think. Really cool monster in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favourite episodes, probably in the second part of the series.
Mm.
I think it's actually also that I've known a number of times on this podcast that whilst I really like new series, sometimes they feel a little bit rushed. I don't think this one does. I think this one runs at quite a nice pace.
Yeah.
Um,
Even though it's the same length.
It's the same length, yeah, but because there just seems there's enough time to be able to do everything that they need to do with it.
The Cold War, I think, was a bit rough.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, that's my review of Hyde. I would give that. Do I have to give it a rating? I can't remember now. I give them a rating.
We don't normally, but we have the last couple of days.
Okay, well I will then. I would give that one 8.5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You give 8.5 to a lot of things.
I do, yeah. I rate this podcast 8.5.
Ooh.
Do you enjoy your lunch, right?
Yeah. It was 8.5.
Yeah, I thought it was 8.5 as well. What we're going to be reviewing next week?
An episode which is 8.5.
Quite likely, if I do it.
No, it's going to be me. It will either be of... I've got 3 episodes. I think it's going to be of Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS.
Okay.
Or it might be of Inferno. Or it might be of Time Warrior. Depends which one. It depends which one I fancy doing.
Okay.
If I've finished watching the Time Warrior for a second time, then I will. Because I can't remember the Time Warrior much, but...
Well, see, at the moment, you're on summer holidays, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you get plenty of time to watch who or whatever you want to watch.
I'm very busy watching Who and writing new figure adventures and stuff that we're gonna do in our future projects.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the review. So what does that take us to now then?
It takes us to... Quiz or question? Welcome.
Welcome to Quiz or Question.
Now, first of all, what's this about?
Am I going to explain it?
Yeah.
Okay,
For
once I shall explain it. We get posed a number of quizzes or questions by people. We then have to determine whether we believe it's a quiz, i.e. is there a right or wrong answer, or a question, which tends to be one more of opinion. And basically, we don't get too hung up on it. We tend to let that roll into a wider debate we want to, and just talk generally about whatever the topic is that's been put on the table.
Now, next week, being it before, because on the Carnival week we probably won't have a quiz or question. Next week will be our final one, and we'll have a week's break.
Yeah.
Next week we want you to send in your questions about Series 8 and stuff about Series 8. What do you think? Any questions about stuff we know about Series 8 and any questions really about Series 8?
Okay.
Anything, or quizzes, or anything.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Well, it'll probably be a question special next time, because there's not really any quizzes for the... there could be a quiz like, what date was it revealed for Peter Capaldi to be the Doctor or something. But, or what day does the new series start? But I think it'll mostly be questions there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the first one we've got on here is actually, I think the answer was already revealed earlier on, actually, on the interview sequence. But it said, Who are the oldest and youngest doctors?
Well, is
what-
that a quiz or a question?
Is it? I would say that's a quiz.
Quiz. Right. So, which one do you want to reveal? Do you want to reveal the youngest or the eldest?
Well, I think he said on the interview earlier on that Matt Smith was the youngest.
And Peter Capaldi and William Hartnell were joint oldest.
Who's actually older?
I think Peter Capaldi's a bit older.
Is he?
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't he? Because he doesn't look older.
No,
But
William Hartnell looks the oldest, but Peter Capaldi is the oldest.
Okay. The next one we've got here says, I think this one's aimed at you actually. It says, you like making figure adventures. If you could get any figure that you don't already have for a future episode, which monster would you like it to be? I guess you don't. I mean, it says monster, but it doesn't have to be a monster. It could be a character more generally.
So a figure I don't have.
Yeah.
I think I was spying in Forbidden Planet yesterday in Southampton, and we're going to go to London. When is it? Next week?
Not this Friday, but the Friday after.
Yeah. And we're going to go to Forbidden Planet, the Megastore, the London Megastore, and which I've never been actually, but I've always wanted to go. And there's a set of 3 figures, which are the cloth-faced Cybermen from the 10th Planet, the Tomb of the Cybermen Cybermen, and the Earthshock Cybermen.
Okay, so no doubt then, if you do manage to get hold of those, people will see that in a future episode.
Probably not until Series 5. Now, Series 5, I don't think the Cybermen will be in it much. You know, the last couple of series, Cybermen have been in it, like, quite a lot.
Yeah.
And they've been, like, one of the main parts for the last couple of series, and they've been in it quite a lot. So, time to just probably put them in a tiny bit in the next series or something, and we'll probably have them like not as a like wide thing for the series, because I've got a new monster which I've added for the new series.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to ask you a question here, which extends a little bit on that one, which is if you could have them make a figure of a character that hasn't been turned into a figure, as far as you're aware, which one would it be?
I thought recently one of a Whisper Man.
Yeah, that would
That
be
would
good,
be
wouldn't
cool.
it? Yeah, that would be good.
I think, because the last couple of series of figures, they've done the same figures.
Yeah.
I mean, the last wave, there was most of them were the same, but the ones that were different was the Zygon and the Peter Capaldi were the main difference.
It's annoying though, isn't it? Because most times when they release something, there always is a Dalek, there's always a Sideman,
A Weeping
there's always a
Angel.
Weeping Angel, and you think, well, yeah, they're cool baddies, but yeah, you've already got those figures. I guess you wouldn't necessarily have them in that size.
Why can't you have a Whisper Man or a Mr. Sweet?
Yeah, that
Or,
would cost about 20p. The sweet one.
Or say you could get a Draconian or something.
Yeah.
They would all be really good,
Yeah.
but you don't usually have them.
No, that's right.
And maybe there'll be a new bad guy in the new series that they should put in, because apparently they're going to release a new bunch of bad guys figures.
Right,
2,
okay.
I think.
Okay.
2 bad guys. A couple, so.
Okay, the next one it says it's about the 5th Doctor, and it says, did he really like cricket? So that's a quiz, I would say.
Yes.
Do you know the answer? 'Cause I don't.
Yes.
You did, do.
Yes.
Does it actually make mention to that in any of the?
Yes, there's an episode where he's playing cricket for like most of the episode, called Black Orchid Part 1.
Okay.
And we find out he actually likes cricket quite a lot.
Ah.
So,
Okay.
what do you think? Have you seen any cricket matches?
I've seen actual cricket matches, and I can't work out how anyone would like it. And the Doctor, he's really got far more exciting things to do than what's boring cricket.
Yeah, it looks boring.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Another question that we've got.
Oh, wait, no, I've got a question that we
Okay.
just quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to ask us?
No, you go first.
Okay. This is one, and it says, how many series of figure adventures do you think there'll be? That was a
That's got to be a question, I would say.
question.
Okay, so we're talking here about your figure adventures.
Yeah.
How many have you done so far? How many series?
4, and we're going to start working on series 5 soon.
Okay, I reckon there'll be at least another 6 series.
So we'll get to like series 11.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I think.
You'll at least do a 10-year anniversary.
Oh yeah. Probably next year there'll be a 5 series anniversary or something.
Yeah.
And I'll introduce past Doctors or something.
Yeah.
Mm.
I guess coming up to an anniversary in August, aren't you?
Yeah. On next week, I think.
Yeah. What's that then?
Be. A 3rd anniversary of the
Third
Figure Adventures, the
anniversary.
Mr. Spin Adventures.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one we've got here is whatever happened to the Zygons?
Is that about the the quiz or question? Sorry, I forgot about that.
I don't think there's actually an answer for it, so I think it's going to be a question.
Question. So is this from the end of the Day of the Doctor?
I assume so, yeah.
Because Osgood and Kate Stewart were mind wiped by Zygon, the normal forms, they're returning in the final, aren't they?
Yeah.
Of the series. And we might find out then, I think.
Yeah, maybe we will. Whether the Zygons are there as well, we don't know, do we?
Probably,
I like
yeah. It's Stephen Moffat he liked the Zygons, I think.
Yeah.
Because he introduced them for the Day of the Doctor. And what do you think?
It wouldn't surprise me if they are in it, actually, just a little bit. I don't think they'll have a main role in it. It might be something just to explain what happened.
A flashback, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Have we got anything else on there? Have you got any more, or do I need to look in my file?
Let's see. Oh yeah, I've got some more.
Yeah.
What is your least favourite ever episode of Doctor Who you have seen?
Ooh, least favourite.
And quiz or question, you forget about that.
I do forget about that one. I would say that's a question, an opinion.
Question.
Least favourite I've ever seen? Probably that greatest show in the galaxy or universe.
I think I'd probably have to agree, that's awful.
So again, I've not ever seen... What's the one that usually comes up lowest in the poll?
Twin Dilemma, that's also awful, but it's not as bad as Greatest Show in the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But some people vote it as like one of their favourite 7th Doctor episodes, but I definitely disagree.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think it's because it's just a bit comical, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think around that sort of period of time, is it the first series this before?
The second.
I might be talking rubbish then. I think when Sylvester McCoy, who I think eventually was a good Doctor, I think to start with, it was perhaps refocusing the programme as quite a sort of a young kids programme, so it lost a little bit of its edge.
Yeah, I think it was. I just need to find out something quickly.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So, any other episodes of Doctor Who you think are really bad?
I was trying to think of something from the news sort of series, and is there anything I think is really bad? I've not seen that one with the pencil drawing thing.
Fear Her.
Yeah, I've not seen that one, but that's meant to be quite bad.
Yeah, it's alright. It was the series. It was the second series. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright, that's to say that. Yeah, I might do a review on it one day.
Okay, how about this one here then? Back in the Tom Baker era, we got the episode Genesis of the Daleks, where we found out about how the Daleks were created. Do you think we'll ever see similar stories for characters such as Cybermen or the Sontarans?
Well, we watched the by TARDIS Archives, which is a channel who does like top tens and everything we knows and stuff. About Doctor Who and Sarah Jane and all that. We saw the top 10 unproduced episodes, and one of them was called Genesis of the Cybermen. And there was meant to be a story in season 19, I think, starring the Fifth Doctor, who would meet the Cybermen for the first time, and you find out that he actually caused the creation.
Yeah, that's interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
An episode I'd like to have seen then.
Do you
What about for the Sontarans? Do you think? I guess the Sontarans weren't created as. Well, I guess they were, because they were clones, weren't they? So they must have been a first.
We saw in
first
Sontaran Stratagem how they were cloned.
Yeah.
But we haven't ever seen an episode called Genesis of the Sontarans or beginning or the start of the Sontarans.
Well, I'm going to ask you a bit of a spin-off question here then. Genesis of. Which villain would you most like to see a Genesis of?
What, as a spin-off?
Yeah.
That's
a sort of, we had Genesis of the Daleks. What would we like to see? Another creation story.
Genesis of the Zygons.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say?
Well, I like Zygons. Well, no, I've got one. How about this? Genesis of the Master.
Oh yeah.
When we find out a little bit more about the Doctor and the Master, yeah.
What about the Genesis of I had one a minute ago. Got it now.
Genesis.
Yeah.
And we find out about
Genesis of the Ice Warriors. That's it.
Find out about the beginning of the 70s pop band Genesis. That's so good.
Yeah.
Any more on your list?
Yes, I have one which says how many Doctor Who episodes has the Brigadier ever been in?
Ooh, crumbs.
Is that a quiz or a question?
That's a quiz, but I have no idea. I don't know.
Well, it's hard to say really. I think it was about 102 or something.
As many as that?
He's in it quite a lot in the third Doctor's era. I deleted Wikipedia. Okay. But he's in all of Series 7, most of Series 8, some of Series 9 and 10, a bit of Series 11 and 12, and was in it a tiny bit in 13, then appeared again in the Fifth Doctor's era in Mordrin Undead, then appeared in the Five Doctors, then appeared in Battlefield, then appeared in Sarah Jane.
Why did, this is another spin-off question, but why did the Brigadier retire? Do you know, was there a particular reason?
No, he just retired.
You probably need to.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Fighting Daleks, fighting Autons, Silurians, Primords, all that sort of, the Master, all that sort of thing.
Okay, I've got one more, just one final piece on mine. So unless you've got any,
I've got a few more.
The question, but it says this: Fourth Doctor, Jelly Baby. 11th Doctor, Very Time. 12th Doctor, question mark. So, what do we think would be the little gimmick that Capaldi here is going to be?
Is that a quiz?
It's a question.
A question! There. A different sound effect again, I like doing that.
What do you think?
That's quite hard.
Hmm.
Do you think there will be one?
It wouldn't surprise me if there's something.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be as obvious
No.
as Jelly Baby. Would you say that does the bow tie really count? Is the bow tie the equivalent of a Jelly Baby?
I don't know. Fish fingers and custard.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or maybe the fez.
Yeah, maybe the fez.
Yeah.
Everyone hates the fez and the bow tie.
Yeah.
But, and the steps and something.
Yeah.
Right? But, yeah.
So maybe it's more of a fashion thing, because I think the 11th Doctor thought he was quite cool, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think the Capaldi Doctor's going to think he's cool at all. I think he's going to be mysterious.
So what do you think the gimmick will be?
I think the gimmick will be an icy stare.
Oh, yeah.
As in, not a stare made of ice.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
an
I thought
icy
you
stare
meant.
with his eyes.
I thought you meant an ice warrior throws the stairs.
No,
No.
an icy stare.
Oh, good that the ice warriors. Yeah. I have a few more.
Okay.
Who do you prefer, the Daleks or the Cybermen?
Easy. Oh, wait. Question.
Question.
Easy. For me, I love the Sidemen.
Yeah.
The Sidemen are one of my favourite villains over the years. I found the last couple of Sidemen episodes a bit disappointing because I think they've lost their menacing edge a little bit. I think when you look at the old ones, like the cross-faced ones, they were quite scary, I think. Actually.
Yeah.
But I still think I would really love them to do to the Cybermen what they did with Daleks in the Silent of Daleks.
Yeah.
An episode that really brought that dark edge back.
Because the Asylum of the Daleks was a great episode.
It was, yeah.
One of the best Dalek episodes ever.
Yeah, 'cause I think the Daleks were in a similar sort of boat, really. They're sort of familiar territory, aren't they? And they, hooray, here comes Daleks again. They'll get beaten again. But what it did, although they did get beaten again, as they always did, it just had that real sort of quite scary edge to it.
And usually, yeah, I think the Cybermen have lots of original, because of their makeovers. They're always different.
Yeah.
I think. But the Daleks, do you think they're running out of ideas for Daleks?
I guess the only thing is with that, I think they are to a certain extent, but I guess there'll be, because each of the different Doctors is a different personality, it sort of means that the way that he interacts with the Daleks. I would like, though, to see, after the series, a series without the Daleks.
Yeah, I would.
Sidemen.
Because there's too much of the Daleks.
Yeah.
Maybe bring back the Master and some other bad guys and monsters that we've met over the years in the classic series that are really popular and want to come back.
Although I think Stephen Moffat looks at it with the Master and thinks that's all he can done, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He knows, but he might be saying that because he can.
And he thinks, I'm giving up my job now to write something more popular and someone else can introduce the Master. But I hope he doesn't give up. I hope he does.
Yeah.
Because I love his story.
Although maybe we'll take over.
Yeah, that would be cool.
What about the last question then?
There's two more.
There's two more.
Don't you see the other one?
Okay.
Well, first of all, there's the one which is, do you think it's better to go and see Deep Breath in the cinema than Day of the Doctor if you went in the cinema? Is that a quiz or a question?
Ooh, that's an opinion, so it's a question.
Question.
I think that probably Day of the Doctor, just because it was the first one to be on the cinema.
Yeah.
So
So it's different.
yeah, I think
kind
it's
of.
a little bit different, and also it was just a real cinematic experience, wasn't it? With
Yeah.
3 Doctors and everything.
I think it's still going to be good meeting a doctor in the cinema, but I think it'll probably be more excitement when you go the first time. If they keep doing this, then, well, it will lose the excitement a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But I am really excited. I'm really excited to see Deep Breath.
Yeah.
I've got the tickets now, so it's definitely going to be. We're definitely going to see it in. Well, not.
Oh,
But you'll probably watch it the next day or
Probably.
something.
okay. And the final one?
Do you think it was good to have the break between more than a year between Series 7 and Series 8? Do you think it was too long to wait? Is that a quiz or a question?
I would say that is again an opinion one, so it's a question.
Question.
It's always too long, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always too long.
I know.
But if it hadn't have been for the 50th anniversary celebrations, I would say yes, it's too long.
Yeah.
But I think instead, because you had obviously the stuff going on in November, yeah, it
Yeah.
was November, wasn't it?
And
stuff
the
going on in
Christmas
November
one.
and the Christmas one, it led you on. I think now you've had that big long gap where you're getting excited about the new Doctor coming.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing, in that period of time, we've been doing these podcasts and we've never been struggling for stuff to talk about.
No.
And that's
Because
because
there's
it's been,
loads of new Doctor news.
yeah, so it's just been loads to build. So I think, in short, no, it's not too long. I think it's been about right, actually.
No. Yeah.
What about you?
I think it's about right. I think this lead up is quite exciting.
Yeah.
I am getting too excited really at the moment, and I was getting a bit bored a few weeks ago, but now, as it's only 2 weeks' time, I know that that time will come in a couple of weeks, and it will be really exciting on the actual day
Yeah.
that we'll get a new Doctor coming to our screen.
And that's probably a really good way to end the show today, isn't it?
Yeah, and remember next week, if you want to send in some questions about Series 8, then please do.
Yeah, indeed. So, yeah, I hope you managed to sleep amid the excitement, and we'll look forward to speaking to you next week.
And next week we've got final trial of the 12th Doctor. Well, not the final, but the final one until Peter Capaldi's at the end of Series 8. Matt Smith's Doctors.
Ooh,
We'll be rating him out of 10 and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. We'll also have our review where one of 3 different stories. We can see which one it'd be like to look forward for.
We've got another quiz or question, the Series 8 special.
We'll have, no doubt, lashings of more news.
We also have a look at what all of the stuff we know about Series 8 that's spoiler free.
Okay. So we'll see you then.
Yeah. So bye. Hope you are looking forward to the next episode of Doctor Who and this thing, and catch up with the news on Doctor TV and the Mysterious Moon Adventures about what's going on in the world tour in the Who-niverse. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.